Is what it is. It is your girl Cadillac. I am Cadillac Dixon. I'm the Drama Light Prison Wife. I'm the legally blind artist that is rapping and painting for justice, hoping to see justice before it all fades to black. Yeah, it's your girl Cadillac. Well, I'm in the Walmart parking lot. Um, so it's like light shining every which way. So I try not to move my head that way so that light don't shine behind me. But oh, there it go. I just did it. I'm gonna head straight, girl. Which way I need to set, girl? I'm gonna head straight in there and upload as soon as I'm finished recording, so that I can get home. Today is Vlogmas day number 14. Yes, 14. I got off of work. Well, I got out of work around 7. And I'm gonna record my video, and then I'm gonna spend the rest of the day painting. I'm gonna do this. I want to do a project Reach the World portrait of Jordan the Chosen One. I really enjoy his YouTube channel. Excuse me. But yes, I have heavily been watching his channel. I love it because you know what stood out. I watched one of his videos a while back because I was always watching like Shantia Deja. I love Shantia Deja. And I would also watch Jordan. Oh, is it Jordan's Journey? She's another Christian YouTuber. So I watch her and I watch Shantia Deja like daily, all the time, for inspiration. And every so often, the algorithm would show me someone named Jordan the Chosen One. So I watched one of his videos, but I never got like really like into his videos until I just maybe a couple of weeks ago came across one, that one that me and Marcello kind of did that topic together, fake friends and fake family. When he said, yo, fake family. Oh, how did he say it? Dang. But the gist of it was your so-called friends and your fake family. When hard times happen, you really know who is in your corner, who is by your side. And during the hardest times in my life, I look left, I look right, and I ain't got nobody by my side. I have my dad. My dad has always been by my side. Before my mother passed, I have my mother. But beyond those two, my sister Kristen, and after that, money sometimes sometimes she all right with me, sometimes she ain't, I don't know, but money is young. So I don't really consider that. But after that, my family is not what it is. I love my family to death, but the problem in my family has, I don't know if it's trauma or if it's, they never really learned how to love one another. They never did. So they don't know how to love another person besides themselves. You know what I mean? So and that's a very bad um place to be. I know there are people out there that don't have families, but to have a family, so you have a physical family, but you don't have the love of the family. So we're just, I say all the time that we're not really family. We're just people with the same blood type, possibly, or the same genetics or something like that. But nothing besides that really connects us. It's the love that's missing. Um, I love hard. I love hard. But you know how they say the curse, the generational curse, the curse in our family is that nobody knows how to love mutually. I love you and you love me. They know how to receive my love, but they don't know how to love me back. Um, and I'm a very, 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 very genuine person. I'm the first one to come help. I'm the first one that people call when they need help because they know I'm going to come through no matter what I have going on. And it got to the point where now people use me. You know you're going to get a yes from me, so you just strictly just skip all other options and come straight to me. Which, after a long time, that becomes burdensome to me. So now, am I not only burdened down by my problems, I'm also burdened down by their problems. So I'm just a person just weighed down in life. And I am ready to live, like I say, whatever portion of life I have left. And I do not choose to live whatever time I have left on this earth the way I have lived my previous years on this earth. I don't want to give you first and then I take what's left last, which is usually the short end of the stick. God dog it. When I let you go first, you take the long piece of the stick and you leave me this much. Like I'm over that. I'm over that. And I hate that it took me getting into my 40s before I started verbalizing how I feel. But do know, I have always felt this way. I've always felt this way. This is not new, but this is the first time in my life that I'm able to have it come out of my mouth. So when I came across his channel and he said fake family and so-called friends. Well, number one, I don't have friends. And I stopped having friends. I was never one to have a lot of friends. I would have one or two. But even in the midst of having one or two friends, I have had several times where the one or two friends have done me dirty. Like dirty. Like, girl, like I thought we were homegirls. Like, for real, I thought we went way back. And people will truly show you, like he said, when you hit hard times, people will show you how much they really care about you. They really will when you hit hard times. So I got to the point where I think it was 2013-ish when I left the super center that I had my last friend. And after that point, I haven't had a friend since 2013. And it's not because I can't make friends. I don't even try because people are so disingenuine. They, if that's a word, girl, but it sounds right. People are fake. People are so fake. They will tell you all day long, lip service. I love you. I care about you. I want the best for you. But in all actuality, they don't. They don't care. They don't give a flip, flop, flying rat's ass how you're doing. As long as you're there, whenever they need you, they're good. If anybody has ever took a long enough look at me, you know that your girl is just about falling apart. Barely keeping the pieces together. Barely. And I would tell you, they would look at me falling apart and wouldn't give two flip-flops about it. Marcello got plenty family. And I was living with Marcello when he was wrongfully convicted, when he was sentenced. I was living with him. And I'm going to tell you, it didn't affect nobody's life. Him being sentenced, and I would say 40 years, and they would act like they didn't just hear that I said 40 fucking years. That's a long ass time. Like, y'all are okay with this? And I would just see me on the battlefield for him. Me. Mind you, we don't have the same DNA. We probably don't even have the same blood type. I don't know his blood type. So I don't know if we do. But why am I fighting this battle alone? That confuses me. And it's because family is not always, blood is not always thicker than water. Just because someone's your family does not automatically mean that these people want the best for you. And that's a hard lesson for me to learn. But Jordan, the chosen one, talks about it all the time, and I love him for it. I love that I had never heard nobody say it so like fluidly, like so accurately. Sometimes I can't say what I want to say. I know what I'm thinking in my mind, but I don't know how to verbalize it. But he verbalizes it. And so I'm going to go ahead and do a project Reach the World for him. He talks about all the time how he, on his YouTube journey, he was basically down to having, he loves to say, don't even have a pot to piss in. He was all the way down on his luck. And he said that there were family members that clearly, and I also believe that he was, his mother passed away. I'm not sure about his father, but I think he only had the one parent. So his mother passed away, and he ended up kind of going home to home or whatever, and he ended up being raised by his grandmother. But then his grandmother passed away, and it was like he basically had nobody. There were family members, but family members will literally look at you while you're in pain and crying and asking for help, and they would just look at you like, okay, you done now? Is there something you could do for me? Like literally, they will. So he was saying that people were doing that to him, and nobody gave two flip-flops about him until now. His YouTube is taking off. He's doing good. And now everybody wants to come out of the woodworks with, oh, we cool. We go way back. Don't we go way back? Like, why get on now? Like, basically, that's what I would tell everybody. Like, my channel is about to take off. And I said that at the beginning of this year, I had 70 subscribers. 70. Meanwhile, remember guys, I was editing, I was recording my videos, I was doing all of that. And if you know the purpose of my video, you know it's more than just, not my videos, my channel. It's more than just a YouTube channel. I want my husband home, and I want to take several seats. My husband does not deserve to be in prison. He is innocent. Innocent. Y'all all cared about Brittany Griner getting home, right? But you only care about her getting home because she's a celebrity. So my husband, Marcello Jackson, is not a celebrity, but he is a human being. But nobody cares about him getting home because he's not in the WNBA or he's not in the NBA or whatever like that. He doesn't have a celebrity name behind him. So nobody gives two flip-flops whether he comes home or not. But my husband is innocent, right? I don't know how else. Like basically we have no other options. There's no more options. The legal system has failed because we're poor black people. We are poor black people, and the system doesn't care about poor black people, right? So the system failed. Lawyers don't care nothing about you unless you come with several stacks in your hand. So people that become lawyers, they're not there to really help people. They definitely are not. They're there to only help the people that can afford their help. You know, you'll rarely find a lawyer that is willing to just help out the kindness of their heart. Like, what was that guy that Stevenson, I can't remember his first name, but he literally was helping people, like out of the that was his passion, because he could not see people being in prison on death row for some stuff that they did not do, not undeserving of being on death row. You know what I'm saying? He had that heart, that compassion, but very few have that heart and compassion, and most don't give a darn. They can see all day long you innocent, but won't care because you can't come up with this amount of money, X amount of money. So I do my YouTube because I don't know who else to. I know a stranger is going to be the one that helps me. I can almost guarantee that it's going to be a stranger, somebody that has never met me in real life. It is not going to be any of my fake family that is going to help any of my so-called friends. Like, I love when he says that. None of them are going to help. They've had the opportunity to help me since, let's see, when it happened, nobody lifted a finger. My family or Marcello's family. Nobody lifted any fingers to do anything. Nobody said, hey, maybe we could raise money. Let's get him a lawyer. That would have been more successful had everyone came together to get him a lawyer back then. Because an old case, nobody wants to even touch it with a 10-foot pole. But when the case was new, when it was only $10,000 to get a appeal lawyer, or when the case was not even in appellate court yet, when it was on in the regular circuit court, probably would have been about $3,000 to $5,000. But nobody wanted to come together for that at all, on my side of the family or his side of the family. This person parks all the way to the back of the parking lot with this booming music. Girl, I didn't want to park to the front. I parked to the back of this parking lot so that I could record my video. That's crazy. Anyway, but nobody helped back then. In 2006, so I kept hitting the ground, trying to figure out what I could do, doing all that I can do, and basically doing it by my goddamn self, right? So in 2006, 2005-6-ish, I met Life Jennings, and I decided, hey, I think the best way to get the story out about my husband being wrongfully convicted is through music. Because music, I really only wanted one song to play on the underground radio. And that could get enough buzz that people be like, hey, it was a song called My Baby Daddy, talking about how he was wrongfully convicted and excessively sentenced, and sentenced to 40 years. And at the time, he was 20, I was 21. I had a 9-month-old. And basically, we wanted to be a family again. We wanted to salvage all them 20 years that we lost now. They're gone. We didn't get to salvage it. There's no way he didn't get to raise his daughter. He didn't get to, through being here, he got to raise her through somewhat a morsel of raising a child through prison visits and through letters and very expensive phone calls. But he didn't get to raise his daughter at all. That was stolen from him. That's taken. You can't replace that. You can't give that back to him. It's over. That's gone. And we weren't able to raise her together. We wanted to raise her together. That was taken away. Snatch cannot replace that. No amount of money can make it right, honestly, to be honest. But I made the song. Do you know, had a few of my family members and a few of his had been like jamming the song or passing the demos out, or we could have got this story going. 2006, I joined MySpace. Nobody, family or friends on no side, was hitting up my MySpace. How can we help? Can we do something? Can we spread the word? Can we spread? No. They didn't make no moves. They didn't do anything. And then when I joined Facebook in 2008, I thought that was perfect, because I thought, oh, wow, so more family, because Facebook was showing you people that you really, really, truly do know. People I know in real life are going to help me before strangers help me. Girl, That was not true at all. People that know you in real life will look at you like you freaking crazy. You could be crying in agony. Please, somebody help me. And they won't even push like. They will not push. They definitely won't push share. And it takes only seconds to do these things, to like and share, to get the word out. That is the whole point of a social media. And I'm not just doing my social medias just for social media's sake. I want my freaking family back together. That is it. But my real family watched me as I cried and pleaded, please just share it. I know strangers ain't gonna care, but can you please help me? And then once we get it big enough together, then more and more people will help and the word will spread. That is how any story of injustice is broken. All them people just sat there and just watched. It felt like I was crying in the middle of a Central Park or whatever big, huge area, just crying, like pouring my heart out. Please, guys, I really need some traction on this. And everybody just looked. And what pissed me off so bad was because these were people that I was helping. I was helping them anytime they needed a ride, anytime they needed to borrow money, anytime they needed anything, because Keita is always there. You can always depend on me. Well, previous Keita. This Keita, I'm not so available like I used to be. But I sat there and literally cried and poured out my heart, and nobody would lift a finger to help me. I am so glad. I am so glad that God broke that addiction to Facebook, to posting on Facebook, just hoping, just thinking I would post the right thing that would really touch somebody. I don't care what I posted, they wouldn't move. And it's because they didn't want to. Because if you want to help, you would help. If you really wanted to, you would. But they didn't. They chose to ignore our cries. You can't hear Marcello crying because he's crying behind prison doors. He's a faceless nobody. Nobody knows him. So nobody cares. You don't have to care about him because he's out of sight. He's out of mind. He's gone. But me, you show me daily, you don't care. So thank God I was able to, I don't know what even did it. I know I posted something and I just started saying, you know what? I'm tired of pouring my heart out to my family and friends and associates, letting them know my true feelings and them clearly just not giving a damn about it. And I prayed that God would just do it without the help of them. I don't want my family's help anymore. I don't want anything from them. I prayed that God would not make it where I would need them. Because I was shown when I need you, you're just not there. Case in point, when my mother passed away, I was clearly shown that, Keita, you are alone. You alone. You even more alone than you thought you was. You alone. These people really don't give even, I always thought it was a little bit of love in people's heart for me. But people showed me, no, Keita, I don't care what you've done for me. I don't care how good you've been to me. I truly just don't care that much about you. I want you for what you can do for me. That is it. You're just a do girl. You know? And me and Marcello have had these conversations many many multiple times. And he's like, Kitty, you know how they feel about you, just as I know how they feel about me. Why do you go back? And for me, I always think they're human. It gotta be some bit of love and care for another in their hearts, and it's not. I have a lot of one-way relationships in my life, and they drain me. And I had posted something, and someone had commented back. It was so perfect. Never set yourself on fire to keep someone else warm. And that's what I have been doing all my life. Giving, making sure, I don't care, before I even make a move, I'm already thinking, well, how is this action going to affect this person and that person and that person? I always put people first. People are always first on my mind before I even think about myself. But I always get the same people's asses to kiss after I've put them first on a day-to-day basis. This is why I stay so far behind, because I'm constantly, it even got to the point where I that's why I love that I journal, because I write down exactly, oh, I did this for this person, or I did this errand for this person, or I did this favor for this person. And as I look down, and I promise you, it has about this much of what I've done for myself on my list. And I have lost myself trying to keep others together. It's basically like my body, my parts are falling off my body, but I'm trying to hold your arms and your legs in place as my arm pops off. And I'm thinking, if I'm holding your arm and you come up and hold my arm, we both can survive, right? But it ain't working like that. I'm steady falling apart. Another analogy I love to use is like a bridge. Say there were two bridges, and everybody always crossed this bridge. The bridge meaning when there's trouble, you come straight to me, right? So if people always cross this bridge, but there's a bridge right next to you that nobody crosses, nobody goes to that person to constantly ask for stuff, that bridge is not going to be worn out. The one that is constantly traveled, constantly used, constantly gone to, constantly sought after for everything, that bridge is going to start cracking and crumbling. I'm like a table with don't even have the correct support, legs broken. If you had a table that had two legs, a leg on the far side and a leg on this side, would you set stuff on that table? You know that table ain't sturdy. Why would you even use that table? That table is falling apart. Well, I'm that table with the two legs and the two missing legs. And people love to utilize me, though I'm falling apart. I can't even hold my own weight up. So I definitely cannot hold yours. So thank you. I'm glad that I no longer am looking to others for support. I left Facebook. Most likely most people on YouTube, hopefully you ain't never met me in person. And I'm sure you would help me before my real family with the real DNA, the real same blood type would ever help me. All right, it's your girl Cadillac.